Supply chain attacks don't just cause delays, they can bring entire businesses to a standstill. Cybercriminals today aren't just going after your network, they're also targeting your vendors, your software providers, your logistics platforms, every trusted connection and business partner that you rely on to operate. And when one link in that chain breaks, the ripple effect can halt production, delay deliveries, and damage your customer relationships. Today, we're going to break down some practical, easy to implement steps that you can do to protect your supply chain and reduce your risk. Hello, everyone. I'm Michael Kanet. I'm CEO and founder of iTernal Networks. And here at iTernal Networks, we believe in empowering businesses with the knowledge that they need to succeed. So every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific, I go live on our socials to discuss different educational topics around technology and cybersecurity to help empower others. These live streams aim to help small business owners and employees to feel more confident in their knowledge of business technology and cybersecurity. At iTernal Networks, we are dedicated to creating safe and secure environments for people to do what they love. And staying educated on technology is a big part of that. At the end of the live stream, typically I'll be answering questions. Today I'm out of office, and so I'm pre-recording this. But if you do have any questions, please throw them in the comments. I promise I will respond as soon as I'm back at a computer. With that, let's get on to today's topic. Let's start with the big picture here. Your supply chain isn't just your delivery trucks, your storage room. It's the entire digital and physical ecosystem that you rely on. Your vendors, your partners, your cloud services, your manufacturing software, your order tracking platforms, third-party logistics companies, even your accounting systems. And when I'm talking about supply chain here, I'm not just talking about the traditional supply chain for goods. I'm talking about everything that applies to service companies as well. The tools and partners and resources that you rely upon to provide your products and services to your clients. And the more partners and third-party systems that you rely on, the more entry points you create for attackers. Every third-party integration, every shared system, every API connection is another connection that could be exploited. And that's exactly what's happening in modern cyber attacks. Instead of going after the front door, which is usually the most protected, cyber criminals are slipping in through the side windows by targeting your vendors and your software suppliers. This type of intrusion is called a supply chain attack, and they're on the rise because they work. They bypass your firewall by exploiting someone else's. Once inside, these attackers can cause massive damage. They can steal customer data, encrypt your files with ransomware, shut down your systems, or corrupt critical operations. And here's the worst part. You might not even be the intended target. You could be collateral damage in a much larger attack on a vendor that services hundreds or thousands of companies. Now let's take a deeper look at the most common cyber risks that are impacting supply chains today. Third-party vulnerabilities is a big one. When a vendor doesn't use strong cybersecurity practices like multi-factor authentication, encryption, or regularly updating their systems, they leave the door wide open. And because they're trusted by you, their weakness now becomes your risk. Software supply chain attacks. These are particularly sneaky. Hackers compromise a software provider, insert malicious code into an update, and then wait for it to roll out to thousands of users around the world. That's how the infamous SolarWinds and MoveIt attacks spread over the last couple of years. And because the code is delivered through a trusted source, most businesses don't realize anything's wrong until the damage is done. Data breaches. Sensitive information, whether it's intellectual property, financial records, personal customer data, all of this can leak from any point in the supply chain. It only takes one poorly configured file sharing system or a weak password to expose everything. Phishing and social engineering. This applies to you. It applies to your vendors and your partners. Attackers don't always use complex tech. Sometimes they just trick somebody. They send a fake invoice, impersonate a trusted vendor, or get someone on the phone pretending to be IT. These tactics work alarmingly well, and they don't just target your staff, they target your vendors as well. All right, all of this can lead to operational disruptions. Even if no data is stolen, a cyber attack can freeze your ability to operate. The software that you rely on, ordering portals, communication tools, all of these can be taken offline, bringing your business to a standstill. And every minute lost costs money. So what's the solution? Well, it starts with building a supply chain risk management, or SCRM, program. And this isn't just about being reactive. It's also about creating a proactive, repeatable process that protects your business at every level. A smart SCRM strategy includes mapping your supply chain. You can't protect what you can't see. Document all your suppliers, platforms, and connections. Understand who has access to your data and what data they have access to and what systems they have access to. And then you need to evaluate your vendor security posture. Don't just assume that your vendors have great cybersecurity. Verify it. Require security audits, vulnerability scans, or compliance with standards like ISO 27001, SOC 2, or CIS or NIST cybersecurity framework. Whenever we're evaluating a new vendor to look at, we always talk to them about, well, what are you doing to protect our data and our clients' data? Are you SOC 2 Type 2 certified? We'd like to see that report. Like we want to verify that. Make that an active part of your conversations with any potential new vendors to make sure that they're taking the necessary steps to protect you. Also, it's important when you're working with these vendors to set clear contractual expectations. Bake cybersecurity into those vendor contracts. Define responsibilities, set breach notification requirements, and clarify response timeframes. If something goes wrong, you want to make sure that you have legal clarity and leverage. Also, it's important to limit access and permissions. Use the principle of least privilege. Vendors should only have access to the systems they absolutely need and nothing more. Implement multi-factor authentication and segment your networks accordingly so that they can't access things that they shouldn't. Provide security awareness training. Your employees and your vendor-facing teams should know how to recognize phishing emails, verify identities, and report any suspicious behavior. And training should be ongoing. This isn't just a once-a-year checkbox, like, yep, I did that 12 months ago. No, it should be an ongoing, regular basis. We recommend monthly, some organizations quarterly, but build out a policy on what type of security awareness training you require within your organization, and it should be regularly ongoing. Also, implement continuous monitoring. Use network monitoring, endpoint detection, and anomaly tracking tools to stay aware of what's happening in real time. The faster you spot a threat, regardless of where it comes from, the easier it's going to be to contain it. All right, let's go a little bit further though. Building real resilience means embedding protection into every layer of your business operations. And so one way of doing that is by performing regular vendor risk assessments. This shouldn't be a one-time task. This should be regular check-ins, audits, and evaluations. Technologies change, and so do risks. Also, make sure that you have backup and recovery plans. Prepare for the worst. Automated backups, offsite storage, and business continuity plans can help you restore operations quickly when the disaster strikes. This may not be for everybody, but consider redundancy and diversification. Avoid putting all your eggs in one basket. If one supplier or software platform goes down, you should have alternatives. Spread risk across multiple vendors and geographic regions. And then this is an important one. Simulate incidents. Run some tabletop exercises that simulate cyber attacks or supplier outages. Walk through who does what, who communicates with whom, and how recovery will unfold. These practice sessions can highlight gaps and build confidence in your team for if an event does actually happen. And then it's always important to review and improve. SCRM, just like most cybersecurity and compliance, isn't just a set it and forget it. Review your strategy quarterly, maybe every 6 months. At minimum, update it annually. Update your plans based on new threats, new partnerships, or lessons learned. If anything changes in your environment, you should always reevaluate your SCRM program. Now let's talk about the real-world consequences of ignoring these risks. A cyber attack on your supply chain can delay delivery of shipments or products to your clients. It can spoil your inventory. You can miss contract deadlines. You can spike your costs through emergency sourcing or expedited logistics. But beyond the financial impact, there's reputational damage. Customers expect consistent reliability. And one public failure can shake that trust. And remember, your supply chain might be global, right? It may not just be the local partners that you work with within your community. If you rely on something that is manufactured in China and then is shipped from there to a port in the United States and then delivered across, state lines, right? Your supply chain may be much bigger than you think, which introduces even more complexity, from geopolitical tensions to regional infrastructure outages. In today's environment, cybersecurity and supply chain health are directly connected. You can't manage one without considering the other. Now, I know all of this can feel a little bit overwhelming, especially if you're running a small or mid-sized business and wear lots of hats. But you don't have to figure it all out on your own. If you're unsure about whether your vendors are secure, or you just want a second set of eyes on your supply chain setup, let's talk. Seriously, schedule a call with me, message me on our social media. I'd love to sit down and walk through what you're currently doing, where the gaps might be, and how to strengthen your defenses without overcomplicating things. That's exactly why I started iTernal Networks. We love to help businesses like yours feel more confident about your cybersecurity and more in control of your operations. You'll find links to reach out and access the full transcript of the chat. The link will be in the chat as well as in the video description below. Thanks for joining today. If you found this information helpful, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment with any questions or thoughts you might have. Or even better, if you know somebody else that you think might benefit from this message, please share this link with them. Your feedback also helps us to create more content that's valuable to you. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell notification icon so you get updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to help you to navigate the world of technology and cybersecurity. If you need any further help, feel free to reach out via direct message and give us a call, email, visit our website at itnet.works. Thank you.